Hello, welcome to God's Junk Drawer. I'm Cody, and we're up north today working on the cabin some more. Ready to head on in and start working on the cabin for the day. On the agenda, we're working on insulating windows, gonna hammer in some loose nails, work on cleaning up some roots and rocks and stuff around the area of the cabin. But first, something very exciting. My mom's building is here. Look at that. She's got the aesthetics going already with that front porch and the rockers. Oh, very nice. Look at this. Here we are back on the main path with all the buildings delivered now. There's Mom's. Soon to be fire pit. And my building. Lots of work going there. Dad is trucking along with his building. We might have to give that one a peek later. He's got insulation, he's got electrical. He's gonna be done soon. Few little updates to the porch here. Got some scrap rug for a nice little foot spot and chair with a cushion. Oh yeah. Found this solar lantern that automatically goes on at night. Oh, it's catching bugs like crazy. It is doing its trick. Working on getting the small cracks between the window and the frame insulated. I forget how much I hate this spray foam and why it's always a couple years in between when I use it and think it's a good idea. So a lot of cleanup to do to trim this out, but I'm just going to end up using this windowsill stuff for the rest of the windows. So I'm chiseling out the excess insulation right now for where I use the spray foam. So it'll be fine, but it just ends up being more work. And for the last window over here, then I'll just go ahead and use this windowsill stuff in the roll and just jam it on in there. Old school method, it's gonna take less time. So that's what I did. I ended up finishing up for these windows here. I keep working on the little mini things like this. What else have I been doing? Going around and just hitting any loose nails. So during travel, a bunch of these nails kind of shifted up, so just go around and hammer all the loose nails in. I've made some final decisions on getting my electrical boxes. Well, a little bit after 10 here. We'll see if Zoe's ready to get up. Usually it's ready and raring to go first thing in the morning. After she makes sure everything's secure in the yard, then she says, well, I better get back to bed. So I'm sure she's bouncing around, ready to go. Got some good progress in the building so far this morning. It was real cold to start the day, like 50, but it really quickly warmed up too. Just within 1 hour, I went from windows cold, hood up, shivering, to windows down, hoodie off, feeling great. Seems like it's going to be a beautiful fall day here. Nice opportunity for you to see the actual full walk. I do this walk several times a day right now to check in on Bowser, make sure he's doing okay, and fill up or drop off coffee, that kind of stuff. But hopefully next visit trip up here that I will be ready to move into the building if I can make sure to get my heating panel figured out for Bowser so he is set, and a little mini fridge for milk, because I like coffee with milk. What can I say? I know what I like for coffee. That's what I have every day. Gotta have some milk with my coffee. So here's Zoe. I bet she's still on the bed under the covers is gonna be my guess. And we'll see. Bowser might say, hey Bowser, hey Bowser, when we walk in. But he's pretty hard to hear. Oh, and I forgot to close my porch door there. Naughty me. Okay. Do we hear any Zoes moving? Don't hear any Zoes moving. Yep, she's under the covers, I bet. It's gonna be a mess in here. Hey, Bowser. Poop. Hey, Bowser. How you doing? Should we get this back window open? Turn the heater off now, too. Hey, Bowser. Zoe. How you doing? We'll get the light going for you in just a minute here. Let's check on Zoe first. Well, good morning, Princess. Thank you for joining the world. Are you ready to greet the day, Zoe? Should we check it out? Good boy. Alright, we'll get Bowser's light action going here, so he's a happy boy. I think that's going to take 2 hands for me, though. First task of the day is going to be getting these corners in place. So I got my 2x4 studs to go in, and this is the corners we're looking at. So in regular, like house construction, you're going to want to see one more stud here in the corner. So that way when we do all of our interior, we can attach here and here. So this corner we only need 1. And this corner, like this, we need 2 actually. So get all those studs into place in all the corners. I'll need 6 of them. And then we can start drilling holes for our electrical. Got all of our electrical wire ready to go. And the electrical wire is gonna end here. So I'm never gonna have to do anything with all this extra thick around the door. So our start's gonna come in. And here is my giant mess of insulation till I can get stuff going. Luckily in this corner we have a 1 flush edge that we can start on for our first one, for our first stud, and then we can align our second one over here. So nice and easy connect for this one. So I like that spot. Even on a very small scale, templates always help. This is for my hole drills. I can mark my top and my center. So right now I got my center hole drill, and then I can just go along the whole wall with this. Save you time from doing a tape measure, and really it's that center point so you know that you're consistently that far away from the wall for all of your holes, and then when you feed your cable, it's going to make your life so much easier. Blessing break! Fall is such a beautiful time of year. Seeing all the colors changing, the smells, watching individual leaves fall, the crunching of the leaves under your feet as you walk. crisp, cool air, hoodie weather. I love hoodie weather. It's beautiful. Here, which is right by the front door. Right now, my outlets come up to 18 inches at the top, which once you add in floor, that will end up being 17 basically. And then I have the staples connecting right outside the box. So this cable is nice and secure. This is the very last outlet in the run, so only an in, and then it's going to run across. And then I allowed myself basically 3 inches for this cable to go, so I have enough room to do a staple when I want to. And that since this is 12-2 gauge wire, a little bit thicker, and this is for 20 amp circuits, but I figure wire it this way rather than the opposite. You can't go the other way. So I have thicker cable than you really need. So it gets a little bit stiff and hard to bend. I'm using a 5/8 inch bit for my holes here, just so it's nice and easy to pull my cables through. And the other thing, after I drill my holes, I'm actually just with a 50 grit sandpaper going through on both sides. Just to get rid of that immediate, so that way I'm not pulling at the jacket of the cable at all. So, and then I'm also with a screwdriver just poking it in here. This one I already did, that's why I can safely do it with my finger. But yeah, just poke a screwdriver in here too to get out any of the excess pokies. Like this guy needs, this guy has stuff in it. Yep, and that's pokey still right now. This cable is actually pretty heavy, so when you have to work with an up spot like this, I like to put it on a ladder. So that way it's you got all your weight here and you can easily use your cable and move it around rather than trying to work all the way from the ground or hold this on your arm. Save yourself a little effort there. I'll be going in through the bottom and then out through the bottom as well on this side to come across. So I'll take these knockouts out of the box. This socket here has the wiring run into it. I find rather than continuing to run from here that direction, that it's always easier to start at the next outlet, so start here and then make my way backwards again. So I always go up to one, work backwards and wire, and then go to the next one and work backwards and wire, work backwards and wire. Able to get most of the wiring done yesterday. So here is, where our outlet ends. I may change my mind and put a light switch here. I still haven't made up my mind on what I'm going to do for the light switch. But for right now, that's the end of our circuit here. And we'll just trace that along. And then this is where you go up for our up socket. I like to put these in before each of the boxes just to have this cable a little bit more secure, which is nice. When you put these cords in the boxes, you want to fold them accordion style. This one's a good example of, we have one coming in from the bottom and leaving from the top, so we have 2 different accordions. This is what keeps the box really, really nice, is this style. And then when you need to pull out your cords and use them, then you're just kind of pushing them back in there. So this will be nice and keep it clean for when we go to actually wire our outlets. Down socket here. And we go through this corner here. These, I had to add in these studs, and we do have our insulation already back here. This outlet is going to be behind the bed probably, so I did go just a little bit higher, 3 inches higher on this outlet. And then we trace along, same thing. I had to add one stud in this corner, and there is insulation back behind here already. And we trace along. And here we are by the window. And here is all that insulation. I was cutting up a bunch of rolls last night in our up socket. Back home, made some real good progress on the cabin. Got the electrical almost done up to where the porch is. I think that'll kind of be my cadence, is storing the materials in that little porch area, like my insulation for the next section, and then kind of work on the main area, move everything out to a new table area, finish the wiring in the porch area, and then flip-flop with insulation. So I think I'll be doing a lot of flip-flopping, at least for the portions where I'm gonna have lots of materials, walls and floors and stuff like that. So you'll likely be seeing a lot of the main area, and then I'll finish the porch. Next up, we'll put some insulation in the tiny home. That will be important for us being able to work through the fall, at least here. So thanks for watching. See you next time.